So, good evening. Welcome everybody again. I've already said welcome, but people who are going to be watching on the replay or listening on the audio experience, welcome to you as well. Massively appreciate you watching on the replay. Massively appreciate you listening on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts from now. You can always catch up on the audio from these broadcasts in your own time. It's miles better if you join live though, because like these guys, Inez is here, Chris is here, Lucy's here, Paul Kenny's here, Corin's here, Lucy's here. Stu's here, Dougal's here. I mean, everybody's here. If you listen on the replay or you're watching on YouTube, where the hell were you? Right, I've just sent an email out to thousands of people. Where are you all you lot who couldn't make it? Do join us next Monday if you can't make it tonight. We go live every Monday night, 9 p.m. So yeah, good evening everybody. I hope everyone's well. And before we start, brand new week, Monday. Anyone got any news to report? Anything? Exciting going down in your lives. Let me know what's going on. If I can help you with anything, that's what tonight's all about. Tonight's just going to be like an open Q&A, anything goes session, guys, to be honest with you. I've got a few points here that I'm going to share with you. Going to discuss something that I teased you with a minute ago, something that resulted in me getting a couple of jobs last week, which was really good. And I'm going to show you, behind the scenes of a brand new area on Acts on This. I'm going to play a video for you. I'm going to talk about a new podcast that I put out today. Just catching up, basically, on everything that's going down. Scott's here. All right, Scott. Great to see you here, mate. Anyone else's screen just froze? Mine's all right. Hopefully, everyone is good. Just give me... Sometimes it can happen depending on what server you've connected to on Facebook. Apologies for that. Just refresh the page and you should come back on. Dougal says, got my first draft of my show reel edited thanks to you, Ross. Why thanks to me, Dougal? I didn't edit it. What do you mean? What, just as a kick up the ass go and do it? Or let me know how I helped you. Meg's here. All right, Meg, just back from Glasgow, said been filming a trailer for a mockumentary, hopefully for BBC Social. Nice one, Meg. That's wicked. Surviving Actors, Chris is saying, I'm going to be going to Surviving Actors on Saturday the 9th. That's next Saturday, 9th of February. Don't know what time I'm going to get there. I've got a couple of meetings in London that day, but I will be knocking about. If you London lot are down there, I'll keep you posted in the Acts on This Facebook group where I'm going to kind of be, and hopefully I'll be able to meet some people and we're going to get a brew, coffee. It's my thing, innit? Amy Allen's in the house as well. Jill Myers in the house. Jill, I've noticed you sent me an email today. I've not had a chance to look at it yet, but I will do. Definitely. Oh, Dougal, yeah, of course, the Emmerdale scene. Completely forgot. Yeah, so Dougal was struggling to get an Emmerdale scene, and I got it for him from a website called TV Chaos. It's a bit of a dodgy website. I don't promote it in terms of going and downloading anything on there that you don't have the rights to. But it's a site that I get all my TV from. If I've been on TV, I download my stuff, I cut my stuff out of it, I delete what isn't mine, and therefore I still, have a right to the copyright of the stuff that I'm in. I'm allowed to document my career. That isn't illegal. The other stuff you would download on the site might be. So if you are joining TV Chaos, be aware, I haven't told you to do anything. If the police are listening, it's nothing to do with me. Inez says, I seem to be in the middle of 3 different podcasts. Oh, what, on Acts on This? Well, yeah, so I put a brand new podcast out this morning. Let's go over to the site for a sec. I'll show you what's new, and then I'll show you a brand new area of the website that I'm going to need help with, basically testing out and seeing if this is going to work. Okay, so you should be seeing on your screen right now the actsonthis.tv website. You know what? I was going through this before, and I'm like, fricking hell, do you know what? It just gets better and better. I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, but if you go down and you just look here at the casting directors that are on this site, basically telling you how you can get in front of them, they cast the biggest shit in TV, the biggest stuff you could possibly imagine. You got Andy Pryor there, cast Doctor Who, just cast this latest thing that I was saying George is in, called Years and Years, stars Emma Thompson, Russell Tovey. I'm also going to be in it now. Very exciting. Daniel Edwards, responsible for everything from Line of Duty to The Innocents, Ripper Street, Mr. Selfridge. You've got Victor Jenkins there, responsible for Broadchurch, Humans, The Split, The Rook. I mean, just, again, massive, massive stuff. You'll see a selection of the podcasts and stuff that's on the site. This is the new one I put on today. Bulletproof, the actor-agent relationship with agent Alex Priestley. Alex is an awesome, awesome woman. Great agent. I don't know if you're aware of an agency in Manchester called PHA. It's a big agency, PHA. She was the head of the acting department for 9 years before she decided she was going to go out on her own and set up her own agency. She did that in May 2018. Today, she has 47 actors on her books. I know a lot of people listen to this today. She had space for 3 more. A load of people have been getting in touch with her today. She reps some really, really great people. Very talented actors in lots of big stuff. She just signed oh, what's her name? Dolly Campbell. She plays Gemma in Coronation Street. You know Gemma, the rough scally. She's hilarious. She now reps Gemma. But I did a podcast with her last week, basically talking all about setting up this new agency. All of the the work around that, and what she is doing with the agency, the type of people she wants to sign, the work she's doing with those, the opportunities she's getting. Then whilst I was recording this, she got a phone call from Andy Pryor's office. And Andy Pryor's casting assistant, booked some of her people for roles in this new drama, this BBC One drama, Years and Years. Like, she's flying, doing really, really great stuff. And we just talk really openly, honestly, about nurturing that relationship between actor and agent, what actors can do off their own back. Ultimately, if you're looking for an agent like Alex, how, what she would want in order to sign you. It's a really, really good podcast. It's an hour and 47 minutes long as well. So if you want, to... I don't know, understand everything there is about Alex and Alex Priestley talent, this new agency, you've got to go and listen to that. If you're not a premium member of Rats on This, you can go and listen to 12 minutes of it. It's a little sneak peek. If you want to get access to it all, it's basically like, it's 10 quid a month, guys. It's absolutely nothing. $2.50 a week, or if you pay up front for a year, it works out at £7.50 a week. It's a month. It's like 90 quid for the entire year. I want to show you a little sneak peek of something now. And I don't know if this is going to work or not, right? But I've decided to implement something on this website exclusively for premium members that I want you all to test out. And we're going to see whether it's useful and it works. And I'll tell you the reason I've done this. We've got the Facebook group, right? And the Facebook page. And you're in that now, probably. You're probably on the Facebook page or in the group. That's on this Facebook group. We've got 8,500 actors in there, but we don't have 8,500 premium members on Acts on This. God, if we did, the films we could make with that, guys, I mean, the revenue that would bring in and the stuff we could do in the community with that would just be like absolutely insane. That's the end game. Hopefully that'll be a goal one day. But for now, there's a core of a few hundred actors who are premium members on Acts on This. You're all going to be members of the Facebook group, but I'm aware that sometimes people don't want to talk about sensitive things to do with their career. It is a private Facebook group. You've got to ask permission to join it, but ultimately anybody can join it. You can request permission to join it, and as long as you don't like a complete psycho on your Facebook profile, I'm going to let you in to the group effectively. You don't have to be a member of Acts on This to join it. It's ultimately just a great place to network with actors. It's a super positive place. You get to find out exactly what's going on at actsonthis.tv in that group. But, it's not as focused as I think some members, would like it to be. What I've done, I'm going to click into my admin account here. Click into the members area of Acts on This. When you guys log in, if you're a premium member, you're just going to have access to this purple section that says premium membership. And when you click on that, that takes you into the members area where you've got all your podcasts, your live video replays, basically everything, all the premium content, all the interviews with all these people is in the members area here, okay? What I've done, and what I'm going to be giving you access to tomorrow, or maybe even tonight, if I've got time, is this blue section here. Acts on This premium community. Okay, now this is completely different to anything we've had on the site before, and this is a community now exclusively for premium members of Acts on This. Apologies for those listening on the replay. You're not going to be able to see this, unfortunately. It's quite visual, but basically what I've done, I've created a very basic Facebook group within the depths of the members area on actsonthis.tv. And this is a place where you can post all of the stuff that you might have been a bit cautious of posting publicly in the main Facebook group. And what I want to do with this, with your help, is really nurture a super focused mastermind out of the most dedicated members of the community. If you're really looking to take your career to the next level, you're going to want to get involved with this, but you're going to have to put some time into being a part of this community that we're going to have here now. Ultimately, you can write, just like you can on Facebook, anything you want in here, questions, promote stuff, post your show reel, your headshots, just whatever you want, basically, in order to get help with that particular thing. I know people are a bit scared of talking about their agents in the Facebook group because, oh my God, what if my agent can see it? This is a much more secure, private area. When you post a topic, you can select what it's about. So I've got everything here: agents, auditions, casting directors, casting notices if, you may be looking for a showreel partner, to do a showreel scene with you, or you're casting your own short film, general stuff. We've got here a hashtag challenges, right? I'm going to be setting daily challenges in here for people that are accountability challenges that are going to just basically give you a kick up the ass to make you do something that day towards, getting the result you want in your career right now. So you can post all of this stuff here. You can then go into the topic section if you just want to pick stuff out and go, okay, I'm going to check out, which questions have people posted this week on agents, and you would click on agents, and then it will show you there's nothing because nobody's posted anything yet. But ultimately, it's a place where you can, like I say, just get more support. I'm going to be posting videos in here, like I say, daily challenges. And I really want it to be a tight-knit community where everyone in here really, really supports each other. All right, Karen. This sounds wicked, says Gemma. It's just, what do you guys think of it like so far? I want to get it out there as the minimum viable product, right? So this is relatively basic right now. I'm going to be developing this a lot, and there's going to be lots of stuff on here. One thing I've not mentioned is when you are part of the community here as well, you have to post in here first. So it's, once you've made a post, you become part of a directory here as well, where every other member on the site can actually email you, and you can email them. So that's a way as well for people to kind of, stay in touch with each other privately, away from the forum, away from the wall, so to speak, if you want to do that. But I'm going to be in here daily. I'm going to obviously invite everybody who's a premium member of this in here daily. And it just means that people who are investing in this community just get even more value, basically. What do you reckon? Is it something that you think that you're up for using? Karen says, just caught tail end of this. Looks great. Nice one, Karen. Valerie says, great idea. Sounds amazing, says Oriane. Well, that's good. At least the feedback initially is good. Bobby says, sorry, guys, was doing some running around for folks. Can give me my full undivided attention until my sleeping pill kicks in. Bobby, you can always watch the replay, mate. Dougal says, Alex is lovely. Talking about Alex on the podcast. And yeah, Alex did have a dog in the office, Corinne. He's got a dog, Alfie, who's an absolute legend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys access to this either tonight, if I can logistically get it to work, and actually send that out to all premium members. If not, definitely tomorrow. And to access it, all you'll do, you'll log into your account as normal, into the members area, but rather than just having this premium membership section here, you're going to have the premium community here. And what I'm going to do, like I say, I'm going to post daily challenges. You will go in and you'll see a picture, and it'll be a hashtag. The first one normally on a Monday is Mail Out Monday, where I make people go, listen, right, you're going to email somebody today to reconnect with them who you already know, and you want to, nurture that relationship. And you're going to also email somebody in the industry who you don't know, a casting director, an agent, a writer, a producer, a director. And it's to hold you accountable. And then what I want you to do once you've sent that email is you want you to comment underneath the post that, that you've done that. And again, it's, we can all just set these little challenges and ultimately just make shit happen. You can post links to YouTube videos, Vimeo, anything basically. When you click into here, you can just click on the little thing here and then just paste any link in here whatsoever, even from Facebook or whatever, and it will populate the wall so that it all looks nice basically. And then I don't know if Facebook even does this, but I just think it's nice to have like a section here where you can go, right, I just want to see posts that are to do with casting directors. And then you're going to see all the posts that are just to do with casting directors. So it just means you can like filter out the stuff that you don't want to see very, very easily. So that is, that's the new evolution of AtsOnThis.tv. Every premium member is going to get access to that tomorrow. If you're not a premium member of the website yet, get a membership. It's like, I don't know what you're doing really if you don't have one. There are so much golden information on here. It's ridiculous. With the biggest names in the business. All you do, go to AtsOnThis.tv, click on the little get your membership button there, and then just choose whether you want to pay 10 quid a month or 90 quid for the year. That's you done then. Bish, bash, bosh. Get access to absolutely everything, new features going on there all the time. So that's good. That's something that I wanted to share with you guys, which I just think is a nice little evolution. It doesn't mean we're getting rid of the Facebook groups, by the way, either. They're definitely, I can go live in the Facebook group like this, etc. I can't do that on AtsOnThis.tv at the moment. Although, technically I probably could. I could do it through YouTube. So that is a possibility to do some private live things just for premium members. We can definitely do that. And we do private live Q&As, don't we, with casting directors and stuff anyway. So that would just be an expansion of that. But that's just another little bit of value I want to give you guys. So I'm glad that you think it's something that's quite quite useful. Hopefully, people will use it. Getting there every day. George says very good. Thanks, George. Strong Ross looks pretty slick, rarely on Facebook, hence fake name. Yeah, exactly. And that was another thing you see. People don't always want to register with Facebook, and I get that. They don't like giving all their details away, or they don't like the fact that Facebook has this ungodly amount of data on us, which is good, but good for them, But a lot of people just want to be private, don't they? So if you want to be private, that's the way of being private. I don't harvest data on you. I'm not Mark Zuckerberg. I wouldn't have a clue how to do it. So the forum on actonthis.tv, the wall inside there, will be completely safe. I'm not going to be harvesting anything from you at all. So that was the first thing. Second thing I want to talk about is something that, something that happened last week, right? So for a couple of weeks, obviously, I come on these lives, I run this community, I do a lot of coaching, particularly around mindset and positive psychology. I feel, without being like, all look at me, I feel that I put as much as I can into my career and this community and a lot of other people's careers, like as much as I can, right? And normally speaking, I get a hell of a lot back, right? And that's just been kind of like a pattern, since really operating from a place where, I've been like, listen, I've just got to show up every day, give to the world as much as I possibly can, and then I believe karma is practical. I don't, necessarily believe it's some mystical force. I just believe if you show up every day and you put good out into the world, it will come back to you. And for kind of January, it was a difficult month, man. I don't know what it was. January, I don't know for everyone else, but it felt like it was never going to end. It was like this cold, dark month that just seemed the slowest month ever. And I'm doing all this stuff and just nothing is popping, right? I found out, like I said on the last broadcast, Brassic, the show I did before Christmas, I was cut out of that in the edit. I was like, oh shit, man! Like I've not even got that to use for footage from a show reel now. That's been cut. Sky aren't using that anymore. A couple of big voiceover jobs fell through. Everything I was doing was kind of like was being like just falling through, or was just opportunities that were so in my grasp. I was just going, oh, that's gone. And I asked myself this question. You know what I always say? I always say, listen, life will pay any price you ask of it, but what are you asking for? I sat down with myself and went, right, Ross, let's be honest with yourself, like you this time. If you were giving yourself advice right now, what advice would you give yourself? And it was like, if it was somebody else sat opposite me saying, listen, I'm doing all this stuff and nothing's popping, what would my advice be? And my first bit of advice for everybody when they're in the situation is, listen, let's get clarity on what it is you actually want. It's like, what is it you actually want? And I sat down, I was like, right, okay, I'm gonna go for this. What I actually want right now, what I actually need, I could really do with, to be honest, from like really, really specific, could really do with some voiceovers that were adverts that were pretty well paid, because I spent a lot of money last year on this apartment, and I really need a bit of a cash injection. And the thing that's the most lucrative in the voiceover industry, without a doubt, is adverts. So I was like, right, okay, so we're clear on that score. What do you want in your acting career? I was like, right, well, obviously, I want a role in a drama that's going to be bigger than roles that I've had last year. Oh, that's what I want. So I went, right, okay, I'm really specific on these two things. So what advice would I give to somebody when they got specific on what they want? I was like, and what I always say to people is, listen, well, who are you asking? Because ultimately, to get those things, all you have to do is go out there, really, ultimately, and ask. You're not looking to move mountains. You're looking for one person, generally, to give you a 3-letter word, which is yes. So I went, right, you know what? Have I asked for these things in the last month? I'm saying I want them, but does anyone out there actually know that I want them? I was like, actually, no. God, you know what? No. I haven't actually specifically asked for these two things. I've not phoned my voiceover agent up and said, listen, really, really could do with some ads. Is there anything you put me forward for at the moment, that our adverts, any briefs come in looking for people for adverts, can I do a custom demo for somebody? Maybe you're just sending the general voice reels that we've got out to clients. Is there anything coming in that I can do a custom demo for? I'll go above and beyond it. I'll record it myself. I've got equipment at home. What can I do? And lo and behold, Judo, legend at my voiceover agents, was like, funnily enough, Ross, Sunday's just come in for Bosch, the company, Bosch, the electrical company. I was like, wow, okay, wait a minute, right, I've just asked for this, and I've just kind of like got this opportunity. Cut a long story short, end up doing a demo, and she's like, right, you've been shortlisted for Bosch. 3 days later, she's like, Ross, really happy to say you've got this job. And it's a few grand, for what will be an hour's work on the 12th of February. So I was like, shit, wait a minute, right, there's something in this. I just got clarity on what I wanted. I decided I was going to fucking go out there and actually ask the person who could give me that thing for the thing. And lo and behold, wait a minute, it's worked. Why have I not done that before? And I thought, well, I've not done that before because of the thing that fucking everybody, the reason everybody doesn't really ask for the thing that they want is they either think that, you know, well, I don't know who to ask to get it. Well, I did, obviously, my agent. But ultimately through kind of fear of rejection, right? And I'm all about fuck fear, do it, right? But even when I didn't have the clarity, I was like, even I was getting stuck around that, going, oh no, I can't, you know, I mean, oh, what do I do? So I sorted that out, and then George will know about this. George was at the read-through for this BBC drama, Years and Years. It's a fucking brilliant drama. You can go and read about this. There's a press release about it now, so we can talk about it. It's fine, but it's a brilliant drama. Georgie's on here, he's in it. He plays a great character called John Joe. It stars Emma Thompson, it's got Russell Tovey in it, Jessica Hines, Ruth Madeley's in it, George is in it, Rory Kinnear's in it, just, you know, legendary people. And I was like, well, I want to be in it, right? And I'd done a read-through for this drama before Christmas. Now, I didn't want to fall into the trap, like I fell into quite a few times, of just presuming people, you know, will know that I want to be in this. I mean, you would think, if I'm at a read-through for a drama that I'm not in, of course everybody would be like, you know, he wants to be in it. But without asking, do they? Do they really know? Or do they think you're just there to help them out and read in? So again, I was like, right, I want to be in this. Well, have you asked to be in it? And I thought, well, actually, I did ask before Christmas, but you know, that was months ago. I need to ask again. So I went, right, you know what? I'm going to send a really vulnerable email asking for what I want. And it's not like a woe is me, desperate kind of email. It was ultimately me going, listen, bloody hell, like, I would just absolutely give anything to be in this. Love this show. It's been brilliant. It's been brilliant reading in. Love to be given an opportunity. Go to the second half of the read-through. We'll have a really great time. Walk away from it thinking, well, you know what? I've asked. If something comes of it, comes of it. If not, it doesn't matter. You know, at least I've asked. Went to record this podcast with Alex on Thursday, I think it was. Thursday last week. Thursday, Friday. And then get out of that podcast to an email from the agent saying, you've just been given a straight offer for this role in this thing. I was like, wow. I mean, one, massively grateful, hugely grateful to Andy Pryor for giving me that opportunity. Obviously, there was no kind of audition involved, but there was, you know, hours of read-throughs involved. So effectively, I guess, you know, I was auditioning at the table whilst reading through it. But I was like, there you go. There's a second thing I've asked for explicitly in a nice way, and the universe has served it up, you know, and the human beings who needed to say yes have gone, actually, you know what? Yes, going to give you this opportunity. And it just hit home going, you know what? There was a big part of me that didn't want to send that second email for fear of coming across as maybe, you know, oh, you've already asked this once. Oh, don't be a pest. Fear of rejection, fear of it not coming off, fear of, you know, all the fears that we all get. But I did it. I thought, you know what? I always say this. What is it you want? You know, life will pay any price you ask of it. What are you asking for? So I want to play you a video now. This was the catalyst that made me send the second email and made me phone my agent, my voiceover agent, about those radio ads. And I think, so what are you saying, George? So you're working with me. I am working with you. I don't know if I've got any scenes with you, George. I think I've only got a couple, but I can't wait to do it, man. Ross, are you using VoiceRealm for lower rent voiceovers plus dollars on the table? I can't. I'm exclusive, mate. Yeah. So Alex, yeah, I can't do any voiceover where it's not through my agent, mate. So I don't use any online kind of portals. But there are a lot. You know, if you're starting off in the industry as a voiceover artist and you've got a home studio set up, there's so many opportunities out there for you to get work direct. I'm sure that's probably one of them. Not familiar with VoiceRealm properly, but I can't do any work that's outside of my voiceover agents, unfortunately, mate. So yeah, I want to play you this video, and it's all about. I know so many people on this broadcast right now will want things that they're not asking for, and I guarantee you're not asking for them because you're shit scared of rejection. And I just know that's true because I've experienced it. And so many actors hold back from asking the industry what they want, for what they want, because they're like, what if I upset this person? What if this person blacklists me? They come up with all these catastrophes in their head that actually, they might as well have now anyway, as in like that might as well be the end result, because the casting director doesn't even know you exist, or the agent doesn't know you exist, and you're holding off writing to them to ask for what you want for fear of upsetting them. Well, actually, it's pointless, because right now you haven't got anything to lose anyway. And it was all about becoming, excuse my French here, I swear a little bit on these broadcasts, it's about becoming what this guy, Vishen, this video I'm going to play for you, what he coins is becoming unfuckwithable. In terms of saying, listen, right, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to put positivity out into the world, I'm going to show up, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to do good work, but I'm going to ask for what I want, and regardless of the result, I'm okay with it. It's all right. I'm going to think more of my opinion of myself than everybody else's opinion of me combined, because I know I'm doing this for the right reasons. I'm not trying to upset anyone, I'm not trying to hurt anybody, I'm just going out in life and asking for what I want. So this is a 5-minute video. This was the thing that kicked me up the arse, to go and ask for what I wanted last week. And I got both of the things that I wanted, which is amazing. But please watch this. I'll be back in 5 minutes. It might just change your life this week. All right, Angie, check this video out. I think you're going to love it. Oh, no, that's the web browser. This is the video. You'll like this.
I'm going to be talking about how to be unfuckwithable. All of us, as we grow up, through the conditioning of our parents, of our society, of media, we develop these holes within our being. And unfuckwithable is really about going from these holes to being whole. So unfuckwithability is basically this. Extraordinary minds do not need to seek validation from outside opinions or through the attainment of goals. Instead, they are truly at peace with themselves and the world around them. They live fearlessly, immune to criticism or praise, and fueled by their own inner happiness and self-love. Now, the reason we need to be unfuckwithable is because without this ability, we don't have the skills, the invincibility, the power to go out there and truly pursue life-transforming goals. If we care what other people think of us, good or bad, we limit our abilities. We fear, for example, I did not write my book for many years because I feared what people would think. What if the book sucks? Oh my God, if the book sucks, would people really continue buying Mind Valley products? I did not get on stage for many, many, many years because I thought, well, what if nobody claps? I remember in college, I never asked a girl I liked out for many, many, many years because I was afraid of rejection. Heck, it took me 2 years to ask my wife out because I was afraid of rejection. And so all of us go through this. This is what causes us to want to dress up in a certain way, to get that six-pack because apparently it means something, to buy certain cars or things or vehicles just so we can compensate for whatever we might find lacking. But the problem with this type of attitude is that the fear limits us. It limits us from really doing epic things, because to do something big, you got to be prepared for rejection. You got to be prepared for failure. And the bravest people in the world are able to do the incredible things they do because these things do not represent them. The attainment of the goal, the accomplishment, the object, the man or the woman are just nice to haves, but they say nothing about who you are. But what I found over the years is that there are 3 ways to get to this state of unfuckwithable. To get to this state where, when someone compliments you, you're good with that, but you don't need that compliment. If you give a speech and nobody gives you a standing ovation, you're cool with that. It's not you. It's maybe the speech, or it's something you said, or maybe it's the method that you use, and you're like, okay, great. I can hack that method. I can improve this way. I can rethink how I give a speech. But it's not you. Too many people make it about themselves, and this is what causes the limitation in how they grow. Forgiveness is about facing your past. It's about looking at the shit that happened to you in the past and being able to heal that so that you can move on. Now you're unattached to your past. It's about writing a new future for yourself where you are enough so you can go out there and not give a damn about criticism or judgment or how people think about you. Now, this means that you can do what needs to be done to fulfill your mission in life without fearing other people's opinion. You can accept praise, that's good, but you don't need the praise. You can look at criticism and just see it as a simple way to improve without seeing that criticism as a wound into your own soul. So you have the past, you have the future. And if you apply these in your life, people, everything changes. These models have helped me make the last year among the most successful years of my life. But notice how simple they are. You do not have to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars learning them. In fact, the illusion is their simplicity. It is simple to forgive. It doesn't happen overnight. But with practice, as I've shared in my stories, you can forgive even the most vile crimes that have happened to you. And it's directly within yourself. You forgive. People think you need to get the other person to forgive you. No, it's within your own power to forgive. It is a choice you can make. You can feel enough. No one can do that to you, but you can hack your brain through the right techniques to train your brain to make you be enough. All of us are born as kids feeling enough. Society is what pokes the holes into us, but you can reverse that with the right technique, and it can happen incredibly fast. And the third one is simply be present. You can do that. You can do it right now. You can do it over lunch. You can do it on the cruise today. It is that easy. And when you do this, welcome to Unfuckwithability.
So there you go. Just a bit of a video that, a friend of mine made for Vision. A friend of mine called Nav. He owns a YouTube channel called Absolute Motivation. And decided he cut that together for Vision. I saw it last week and I thought, God, you know what? I mean, it's absolutely true. Those three things that he points out, ultimately, the things that really, really hold us back are getting confused and making it all about you. So in terms of you do a performance and it doesn't go how you want it to go. So many actors make it all about them. It's not. It could just be the way you rehearsed it, the technique. Ultimately, it's not all about you. There's so many people's downfalls in this industry that make it, because the only thing that we're kind of selling, or we feel we're selling, is ourselves. We are the tool that we are offering, the product we are offering people. People just end up thinking if they don't get a part that it's them, or if the performance doesn't, come off, that it's them. And it isn't. It might just be, like I say, the way you rehearsed it. It might just been something technical on the night. Ultimately, don't get those things confused. The other two things were forgiveness, in terms of looking at your past experience. Ultimately, the things that are holding you back today, fear-wise, have been bred by previous past experiences that were bad. I've done that once. It ended up with a negative experience. Thus, I am not doing it again. I will stay safe. I will stay small. I'll stay in my hole. And I won't achieve anything. I'm not going to try that again. And the other thing was ultimately being present. A lot of people don't live in the present. They live either in the past, regretting what they did yesterday, fearing the future. They live in the gap between where they are now and where they want to be, never feeling enough, thus never believing in their potential, never then taking enough action to get the result that they want, and it just feeds back into their belief system as, told you I couldn't do it. Now, I have even less potential next time. So just a video that I just thought was super interesting. And for me, it just made me question, myself in terms of going, are you really going out there and asking the people who can give you the things that you want, have you asked them for that this month? Something that I'm generally very good at, but I just realized throughout January, for whatever reason, I was doing all of this stuff, presuming other people around me knew what I wanted. And they didn't. And then when I reached out and said, actually, you know what, I could really do with this. They were like, yeah, I can help you with that. So I'll get clear this week on what it is you want, and then go out and ask for what you want. What do you think of that video? What do you reckon of it? People are saying, love this. Gemma says, love this. So let's have a look what other comments we got. It all comes down to valuing yourself, says Sarah, and truly knowing your own worth. Definitely. And just, realizing that by going out and asking for stuff, it doesn't make you a nuisance. So many people are like, I can't really, there'll be loads of people who listen to Alex's podcast, and that's on this.tv today, really wanted to reach out to her. In fact, I know this because people emailed me almost to ask me for permission. Do you think I should email Alex for representation? I really love her vibe and she sounds really great. And I'm like, why are you looking for permission from me? I'm not Alex. The only person you need permission from is yourself. And if you want representation from Alex Priestley, who's a great agent by all accounts, you need to send an email to Alex Priestley, who, if you listen to the podcast, has 3 spaces or thereabouts on her books as of Friday just gone. So, as of now, I don't know whether that's the case or not. But she was like, look, I'm going to take on 50 clients. I've currently got 47. So ultimately right now, until, the agency's matured a bit, I'm sticking at 50. So there was an opportunity there for 3 people to get into that. And I know she's had over a dozen people email her today because she sent me an email telling me about it. But there'll be lots of people who hung off pressing send on their emails or even bothered composing an email for fear of all of these things that we're talking about there. It's thinking, what have I got to offer, etc. Not feeling enough, not valuing themselves. Feeling imposters for whatever reason, getting hung up on the fact they haven't had the right training, or they've not got their show reel yet, or their headshots are shit, and they're just allowing fear to dress itself up as practicality, and they're putting off the things that they really should do today. Had I not sent that email to my agent about those adverts, I wouldn't have got that job. Would not have got that job worth a few £1,000s. Had I not sent that email to Andy, saying, Andy, just a little reminder, really could do with anything. If there's anything left in this project, mate, I would be like eternally grateful. He's such a good guy, honestly. I'm like, what an absolute legend he is. Absolutely love that guy. And there's a podcast on actsonthis.tv with Andy Pryor. He's one of the most giving casting directors and also the most inclusive casting directors I've ever come across in the industry, and most casting directors are absolutely lovely. Everyone I've met and I've done a podcast with and that's on this definitely has been. But Andy, definitely goes above and beyond to help people out when they, when they need it and they're putting good work out and he thinks they deserve it. So go and listen to that. I'll play a little clip of that actually before we finish today. Ariane says, really inspiring. We need to adopt that ethos as actors, I think, says Dougal. Yeah, honestly, unfuck with ability. I love it. It's a bit, I know the people there who maybe don't like swearing and stuff, but if we could all become unfuckwithable this week, a lot more will happen in your life when you're like, I'm going to put this out. If I get a compliment, like Vishen said, great, but I don't need it. If I get criticism, great, but I know it's not me. It's just the method I use or the way I put that thing out there. I think you would just end up doing so much more in your life if you could apply that to every part of it. Definitely. Chris says it's great, very powerful, says Angie. Definitely. What's Alex talking about here? Show reels. Having a new show reel edit is a perfect time to send a few emails out. Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt, if you've got a new show reel, get it out to people. Anna, I know you've got a new show reel because I've seen the scene. It's great. Evening. Hope you are well. So he's who are you talking about here, Alex? He's a very particular type of dude. Some faces fit, some don't. It was nice to be on Nina Gold's radar. That meant more than anything else, to be honest. Who are you talking about there? Do you know what? I'd love to be on Nina Gold's radar. I haven't been. I've auditioned for Game of Thrones once. I thought they did a good job as well, actually. Didn't get it, but, never mind. Would be nice to have another crack at that at some point. Well, not Game of Thrones. I'm sure that's finished. But is it totally finished now, Game of Thrones, isn't it? I'm sure isn't the next one, like, the next series, it? Is it out yet? I'm so not with the times, am I, at all? So, yeah, that's the message for tonight, basically. If there are things that you want in your life right now that you're not getting in your career or in your life in general, and you're frustrated about it, sit back. This is what I did last week. Get clarity on exactly what it is you want right now. And you can't want everything all at once. What's that question again, What's the one thing, if I had it right now, would make everything else in my life easier or unnecessary? And then go, okay, well, maybe it's this one thing. Or, two. I went after two. I wanted a TV job and I wanted some adverts. And then say, right, when was the last time I actually asked? I put it out there. I asked the universe, I asked people who could give me, like an opportunity around this. When was the last time I put it out there? Because for me, it was over 4 weeks before I explicitly, actually sat down, sent an email to somebody asking for this specific thing. You know what? Since then, I asked for another 2 things last week. I text a exec producer at the BBC to say, listen, can I have a call about this documentary that I want to make? I had a great chat with him today at 12:30 today, and now this is serendipity as well. He's not only he was working for this department of the BBC that made these documentaries that I would love to do a documentary on about my eye condition. I'd love to present that. But when I met him in Media City going back many months ago, actually, he's like, well, what else, what other things can you see yourself presenting? And I said, you know what, I'd love to do some stuff on The One Show. Guess what department he's moving to? The One Show. later on this year. So I'm like, I had a really good chat with him. Had I not texted him to say, can we, what was he won't mind, I'm not going to read his reply, but this was all because I watched Unfuckwithability and went, right, I'm not scared of the no's this week. It's fine. What did I actually send him? It's a 3-line text. Shall we book a call in for this week? Hope your Monday started well. That was last Monday. And then I got a message back going, can we do it next week? Really up against it this week. I didn't take offence by that. Just went, right, okay, of course, let me know a day and a time and we'll get it in the diary. Within 10 minutes, his assistant had sent me options for times. Again, had I not got clear on what I wanted, I wouldn't have asked for it, wouldn't have got the result. So just start asking for more. Ask for what you really want. Like, seriously, life will pay any price, and I've just had to like recalibrate and start like acting on the advice I would give to anybody else this week. But actually, you know what would you say to someone else? This, right, do that. Got the result. Grow your hair, Ross, and a beard. Do you know what? I can't, for Game of Thrones, I could grow my hair, but if I grow my beard, Alex, it goes proper ginge, like Ed Sheeran ginge. It's not a good look for me. It's some kind of Viking throwback, innit, where you have brown hair and a ginger beard. I don't understand. My dad didn't have it. My brother's not got it. I'm clearly adopted or something. I've no idea, man. Definitely. Sophia's here. All right, Sophia. You can watch on the replay. Says she's late, but finally made it live. Great to see you. You can watch the replay as well, and we're going to be back live every Monday. I took an unconventional approach. Alex says on a gig last year and ended up getting 1.5 months. Work on a Channel 4 show in Morocco. Wow. Ended up working with one of my favourite actors. Unpredictable, non-traditional. There is no correct path. It was fucking great. Just keep on trucking. Yeah, that's the thing as well. And Ed Sheeran was in Game of Thrones, wasn't he? Yeah, I could definitely play a Ed Sheeran double with a ginger beard. Well, just a beard double. Yeah, there is. That's the other thing as well, and the beauty about this. I've got a podcast guest coming on. I wanted to get on last week, actually, but he got through to another round in this comedy thing he was in Glasgow, and he couldn't make it. A guy called Stephen Bailey, who's a TV presenter, does a lot of stuff for Channel 5. He's working with Zoe Ball at the moment. Eamon and Ruth, he does like their little behind-the-scenes stuff. Guy called Stephen Bailey, top bloke, comedian, very, very, very funny. He's on ITV2 tonight, I think, at 10 o'clock. And what I love about it is he has gone into presenting and through just so unconventional route. Basically, he's gone in kind of through comedy and just smashing, not going in the front door many people would follow a set path. He's kind of just basically smashed the side window and climbed through without permission. Again, by just asking people, asking. And when he gets a no, ask again. Persistence. Keep showing up on a daily basis. Don't give up. Someone emailed me today to say, should they give up? And my advice is always the same at people like that. And it's when you get to 92, touch wood if you do, are you going to look back on your life, and be able to go to your death with zero regrets that you gave up? And for most people, the answer is absolutely no, because time's going to pass anyway. You might as well continue. And I've seen so many people on the verge of giving up, suddenly, finally, after their 107th audition of getting a no, they've done their 108th and they've popped and they've gone, bang, this was it, this was the one. And I don't think anyone on here, particularly if you've bothered to show up on a broadcast like this, you obviously care about your career. I don't think anyone in here is at a place where they're you know what, I'll be totally okay with giving up, because you just don't know whether tomorrow's going to be the day it all works out. Seriously. You just don't know. Leah's here. All right, Leah. Leah says, I've been regularly emailing casting director's assistant because I'm sort of friends with the CD. She keeps telling me she'll let me know because he's mega busy, but it's been months now. Shall I just text him? Yeah, 100%. If you're friends with a casting director, and I mean friends, lead with value, Leah. So don't just text, go, hi, I'm looking for some auditions. Never do that. I would never, I don't do that. I lead with value, just checking in. How's everything going? Is there anything I could help you with? If you need anything, please let me know. And then put your side across, what you're doing now, and be honest with people. The thing is, I think what it was with me and what it is a lot in my life is running stuff like this and, being seen to help other people, a lot of the time, everyone thinks you've got it figured out yourself. And I'm totally honest with people. And I said this like last year. I became so comfortable last year and the year before with the realization that, it's okay to not have it all figured out. I absolutely do not have everything figured out. Like, well, I mean, so seriously, like, I really don't. I set my tasks and my goals, the things that I want to achieve, the direction I want to go in. But then after that, I have no idea how I'm going to achieve all of this stuff. I just keep showing up and realizing, I'll figure it out. I'll get to the next step, and then I don't need to see the other 10. I just need to see the step that I'm on and the next step, and then I'll figure out when I step up onto that one what the next step is, etc., etc. It is perfectly fine to not have it all figured out. So be vulnerable sometimes. I realized that I was never asking. People presumed I was fine and that I didn't need any help and I had it all figured out. And sometimes you've got to explicitly say, actually, you know what, I could really do with your help on this. And that's what I did with multiple people last week. And it turned into some great results. So I'm just going to just be more honest moving forward. Keep working hard, but ultimately, ask for what you want. And at the same time, give as much as you can. I always operate from a place, Leah, where I'm like, look, I'm going to give 51% and I'm only ever going to ask for 49% back. I want to leave people always better than I found them. It's not just text that guy or girl, text that casting director, but lead with value. Definitely. Brock says, offer to be a reader. Shit readers are all too common. You'll help the casting director in the process. Yeah, absolutely. That's how I got started in a lot of stuff. I started working as a casting assistant, started learning loads. All right, Gary. Gary's here as well. Thanks for being here, man. Gary, you said you were going to go live in the Facebook group, dude, but you didn't. So Gary is a writer. And this is interesting, Gary, because so many times over the years, Gary's been, he's got these projects together and he's wanted to apply for funding, something that hardly anyone understands, right? As actors, we're not taught this stuff, how you get funding for projects, etc. Gary wasn't taught. He's basically just hustled his ass off over the last 3 years. And how many times you wanted to give up, Gary? I've got another rejection, because you posted about it. And then gradually started getting accepted and started getting funding for stuff. So he was like, listen, I've got a lot of knowledge on this, and I want Gary to share it, with the community, because I think there's a lot of people here probably want to make their own stuff, but don't know how to do it. Don't have the money to fund it themselves and don't know how to go about getting funding. So Gary, that would be a really great thing, mate. He was asking whether we should go live in the Facebook group to talk about funding and that sort of stuff. So I think that'd be useful, Gary. If you've got tips for people, people would love to know about that. And any that goes for anyone else. If anyone else has got great value to share, post it in the Facebook group. Let us know, about your wins, and let us know how we can help you. Again, it comes back to going, actually, you know what? There's 8,500 of us here. We don't know what you want. We're not mind readers. You've got to ask for it. And you know what? If you ask for help, you're probably going to get it. That's what I experienced last week. Definitely. All right, Rachel, hope you're well. Thanks for this. Absolute pleasure. Gary says I got nervous. Mate, I get it. I go live a lot. And I remember, do you know what? I remember the first, I might dig it out. I might dig out the first live broadcast I ever did in this Facebook group, All for Acts on This. And I did it from my phone on this app called Periscope. And honest to God, I think over the whole broadcast, 2 people tuned in. But, when you're looking, my advice is don't look for how many people are watching, because it will fucking throw you off completely. And when you see there's no one watching, you won't want to present. Operate from a place, Gary, where 1 is better than 0. And everybody should do that. Please, if you're putting stuff out on the internet, never, ever, 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 ever get mixed up in the vanity of the metric of how many people are watching or how many views you've got. You really don't need... You don't need millions of views to change people's lives. If 3 or 4 people join your live and you impact them in a way that's positive, Gary, there might be just 1 person who watches that out of the 4 who applies for funding on a short film. They get the funding on the short film, and then they do a Rachel Shenton or something like that, where they go, right, I've got this 10 grand for a short film. They go and make it, and they win an Oscar 2 years later for that film. You could change somebody's life and the entire trajectory of their career by sharing your knowledge. And there'll be so many people here who are like, I've got no knowledge to share. You're an expert in so many things you're unaware of. You only need to be 1 step ahead of the people you're teaching to be that expert. But so many people are like, oh, what could I possibly teach people? You know what? Shitloads. If you can play 1 song on a guitar or a piano, to me, you're an expert, because you know what? I can't play a single thing, and I would love to be able to play the piano. So if you can play anything and you could teach me, like literally a chord, you're an expert to me. And that's really valuable knowledge you can pass on to other people. So don't ever write yourselves off as thinking you have nothing to offer. Other people in the industry or whatever. You've all got so much experience. Definitely. Alex has hit up Kevin Spacey. He was given you were given a £1,500 grant looking to BFI. There's so many avenues for funding. Keep digging it out there. Just make sure you can produce to a high standard. There's lots of options for funding and stuff. But it'd be interesting, Gary, what your take on it all is. Definitely. But don't get nervous. Just go live. It doesn't matter. But yeah, when I did that first broadcast, literally like 3 people watched, I think, across the whole thing. And I was just like, listen, I'm just going to present it like there are thousands watching. Doesn't matter, because you know what? I'm going to get a recording of it. I can put the recording on YouTube, and then maybe it hit thousands of people. So regardless of who tunes into that, Gary, do it, mate. And if I'm online at the time, I'll tune in and I'll watch you and leave some comments and stuff, because I massively appreciate you tuning into the stuff that I do, which is greatly appreciate the support that I get from everybody coming to hang out. So it's 5-2. I'm going to play this clip of Andy Pryor's podcast, just because I'm his biggest fan at the moment. What a top bloke. Before I do that, anyone got any other questions? Like I said, for those who are new, there might be some new people on here. I think we've got 26 people watching right now. We do this every Monday night. It's just completely free. Just come and hang out. Sometimes we do a book club. Other times we do like an open Q&A like this. I share some experiences. You know what I'll start doing, but I wouldn't be able to do it on this platform how I'm broadcasting right now, is I might start going live, because when you can go live from your phone, you can bring people onto the broadcast. I love that, because you can literally get involved. You can jump on video, and we can communicate. People can come on and ask questions like that, or we can chat about something. I'm going to start doing that more and more, just at random times. I do that anyway within the Facebook group. But I think that's quite interesting. I don't know if there's another piece of software out there that's similar to this that enables you to do that. That's not just broadcasting from your phone. I shall look into that. But yeah, anyone got any more before I play? I'll give you 1 minute to put any questions in the comments here, and then I'm going to play this little. I'm going to finish on this little snippet of Andy. He says something that's really interesting. About our jobs as actors, and maybe again it might change the way you view your job this week as an actor. I am going to be at Surviving Actors, as far as I know, Gary. I've got a couple of meetings that day with various people, so I don't know when I'm going to be around or at what time. I might end up having to travel down really, really early, but it depends on when these people can meet me, depending on when I'm going to be available. But it would be great to get a little impromptu meeting going. If you're going to be at Surviving Actors, keep an eye out on the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Acts on This TV, because I will post a post on Saturday in there telling you what time I'm going to be there. And if people could just post their whereabouts and when they're there, we'll try and get some sort of meeting together where we can all get a coffee and just hang out for a little bit, because that'd be awesome to meet people. Rachel says, okay, I'm going to ask something. Ross, you mentioned reading in. And Alex says, offer to read in casting directors. How best do I offer this? Who would I contact? Do you know what? It's really difficult, Rachel. There is no way, no scientific, set way of becoming a reader and stuff. I got into it because I started working in a casting director's office. And then from there, I met lots of other casting directors, and then was recommended by them to other casting directors for various stuff. And now I'm in with the production companies. So get asked direct from the production companies. So it's a difficult one. The best way to do it, to be honest, would be you can just reach out to people. There's no harm whatsoever in sending an email offering that service, but you and, 500 other people are going to be doing that. The best way to do it is when you meet these people face to face, and, when you first go in for an audition, go in, do a freaking great job, and then drop them an email afterwards saying, thanks for seeing me. And if you've really impressed them, let them know that you'd be up for, helping out next time reading. I mean, a lot of people have casting assistants now that will read in as well. So there's not going to be loads of opportunity for this. But yeah, again, you definitely should ask. But I would start by asking the casting directors you've got the best rapport with. If you reach out to a casting director who hasn't got a clue who you are and has never seen you, I mean, the brutal reality is you've probably got no chance. But if you've seen casting directors recently, who you get on with, and it doesn't have to be like a friendship with, you just might have a little bit of rapport with. You're going to have more chance of getting in there. Another way to do it as well is to not offer to read in. If you can just, if there's casting directors, who have busy auditions, say, listen, I'll just sit on reception and sign people in for you. Do you need somebody to sign people in? Because they'll trust you far more with that initially. Then you get to know them through signing people in on reception and, giving scripts out and organising that kind of thing, to the point where they might just, you can say, oh, do you want me to, maybe you want to read in on the next audition? It's all about building relationships. I think being given that opportunity off the bat doesn't really happen. For some casting directors that I've done it for, before they knew me, even if I'd been recommended by another casting director for reading in, they've still asked me for my spotlight CV and my show reel, because you're going to be reading in auditions opposite some really big people if it's for a big drama, whose auditions depend on you a lot of the time for giving them stuff back, so people will want to see your CV, what you've already done, and your show reel in many cases. But like I say, one way to start building the opportunity there is to build the relationship with, just rapport. Everything in this industry is built on relationships and rapport with people, and you only get a good rapport and relationship with people by leading with value all the time, leading with value, even if that's literally just to begin with on social media, by retweeting people's stuff. If they've got a show out, retweet it, tell people to watch it, send them messages once you've watched their stuff, telling them what you enjoyed about it, make them known, yourself known to them. It's taken 15 years of me hustling every day, genuinely, I mean that, like every day, to get to the point where I'm building these relationships in the industry where people can count on me and trust me for stuff. And that's not exclusive to this industry. That's just freaking life, innit? So just get out, try and meet as many people as possible, add as much value to those people's lives as possible, and you'll find, your network widens and you get more opportunity. And also, for those who are young on here as well, maybe you're just leaving drama school or whatever, like, don't underestimate the other people on your course right now, and those friendships. Don't let them, just dissolve, because you know what? Maybe not now, but in 10 years' time, your peers are going to be running this industry. Like, seriously, the people today who are the graduates of all these acting schools and stuff, so many of them in 3 years' time will decide they're going to quit acting, but they're going to become agents, producers, directors, casting directors. And then in 8 years down the line, they're going to be running the joint. And if you've got a good relationship with them, yes, you will get more opportunity. So just, add value to everybody's life. My thing is, listen, everyone I come across in the industry, I'm going to leave them better than I found them, because that's just the right thing to do, just as a human being in life, not because I want something from them, just because that's just how you get the most out of life in general. And that's not just this industry, just like everybody you come across. You should aim as your intention to just make, leave them better than you found them. And magical things happen in your life when you operate from that place. So just start building relationships, Rach, ultimately. But do ask. If you do have those relationships already, ask, definitely. I'll try and get along. Would be cool to have an answer on this Costa trip. Yes, man. Let's try and get a little meetup going in London next week. Can you share the latest Manchester Casting Social Network link on YouTube? Yasmin, so Manchester Casting Social is the thing run by Mia Vore, Phil Chadwick, Louise Wilson and that lot. I don't know when the next Manchester Casting Social Network is going to be. I don't know what you mean about YouTube, though. What do you mean? Can you share the latest Manchester Casting Social Network link on YouTube? I don't think we filmed it the time I went when I was on the panel, but I don't think they film it and stuff to actually create a video for it, It's something that they should do, really. That'd be pretty good. Asking is an interesting topic, Valerie. Isn't it just, says Valerie. Honestly, it really is. Just ask. Ask for what you want. Is there a theme for questions for tonight's show? I'm late to the party. Rihanna, it was all about asking. You've asked there, at least. Watch the replay. Straight after this, when I finish recording this, you'll be able to literally watch the replay straight away on Facebook. It's been quite an interesting one. But yeah, the theme has been around ultimately getting clear on what you want and going and asking for it. And I explained how that applied to my life last week and how I'd realised I wasn't at that moment actually really asking for what I wanted from this industry. And when I did, I got two things last week that I really wanted, and I wouldn't have got them had I not asked. is the long and short of it. Can you recommend where's the best place to look for what's casting at the moment, other than IMDb Pro or what I see my agencies on Spotlight? So, I mean, always it's boring to say, isn't it? But, the cream of the crop in terms of casting is always going to be through Spotlight. And it's going to be through what your agent ends up getting to see. And depending on who your agent is, will also have an effect on what they get to see. It's not that the big casting directors don't send stuff out to the smaller agents and stuff, because they certainly do. I put a clip out from Jill Trevelyan's podcast with me. She cast Downton Abbey and lots of other massive stuff. And she doesn't just send, she's got 180 agents on her usuals list. So it goes out to loads of agents throughout the industry. No casting director will ever hit the submit to all button on Spotlight, where it will go out to every agent, because that's just impossible for them to deal with. But yeah, I mean, Spotlight is definitely where castings happen. Off your own back, it's absolutely things like Casting Networks, Mandy. And again, it's like, the best way to find out what's going on in the industry is to build your network. There's no substitute for that. There really isn't. I've really focused on that over the last decade. And very often now I'll meet people, or I'll get a text. I got a text off somebody last week saying, I'm being seen for this new thing that this well-known writer that me and this person both know is casting right now. You should get your agent to talk to them about it. And actually, I had the writer's email, so I just emailed them direct. But I found out about that through someone else who was auditioning for it. And that hadn't gone out on Spotlight, hadn't even been announced yet. So there's no substitute for building your own relationships in this industry, honestly, and just in life. It's just what it comes down to. But yeah, I mean, you've got it all right there. IMDb Pro. It's not something I really use a lot. I think it's a bit American focus, isn't it? But if you've got a decent agent, everything they're seeing on Spotlight should be. And you can obviously, do you get the Spotlight link stuff as well? You can log into Spotlight and you can select to receive stuff within your casting bracket. The best stuff will go out to agents, though. So if you've got a decent agent, they will be seeing, most of the good stuff there, Sarah. Definitely. Yasmin says, you were a guest and you were there with a friend who filmed. You just can't find out. Oh, right. Okay. So okay, Yasmin. So we didn't film the whole thing. So we only filmed little clips. I know what you mean now. Yeah. So when I was on the panel at Manchester Casting Social. We filmed just like we filmed some clips of that I put out on social media, on Instagram and stuff. We didn't film the whole thing because we didn't have permission off the other panel guests. We didn't know if they wanted to be filmed or not. And we didn't have microphones for everybody and that sort of stuff. So we just filmed some little sections that I ended up putting out on social media. If you go to the Act On This Instagram account, at Act On This TV, you'll probably find some stuff on there. But it isn't something that we didn't use a lot of that footage, unfortunately. Keep your eyes peeled on Twitter. I created my own Casting Directors Guild group that I keep an eye on every day. This is Alex. Yeah, I mean, Twitter, do you know what? There's a lot of stuff going on Twitter at the moment. Generally, for really specific ethnicity at the moment, is going out on Twitter. I noticed Priscilla John was putting a lot of stuff out on Twitter. Who else was putting? I think Shaheen Bey's been putting a lot of stuff out on Twitter. Twitter's a great place to just keep your eye on what's going on. Definitely. Heather says have a look at Puro Casting. Manuel Puro has a category where you can put your name down to be a reader. Okay, didn't know that, Heather. That's cool. Thanks for sharing that. It's just strong advice. Pre-existing relationships are key. Start small, build piece by piece. Honestly, it is everything. There's no substitute. I know everybody wants a cheat, don't they? And that's the same across the board for everything these days. Losing weight, getting bigger, if you want to work out more, getting faster, getting stronger, making more money. They all want to just hit this push button thing going, what's the quick way to do it? It's bullshit. Doesn't exist. Or if it does, it exists very, very short term and will just fail in the long run. The only way to have a real long-term success is to build, like you say, piece by piece, relationship by relationship, add value, add value, add value, add value. It will come back. And you will be tested, because there will be times where you are putting out everything into the world and you feel you are elevating everyone around you and nothing is coming back to you. And it's at times like that where you've got to just keep your head down and go, listen, I'm going to keep doing this because it's the right thing to do. And before you know it, a day later, bang, an opportunity will come up that you're like, oh my God, okay, faith has been restored in this model. But it does, that's just the way this industry works. Give as much as you can, but remember to ask for what you want as well. But you can't ask for what you want before you've given stuff first. It doesn't work like that. It's just life, innit? Thank you. I do follow and get notifications. So yeah, put a list together, Sarah, on Twitter where you can just put all your casting directors into one list. And then you can click on your list and you'll see very quickly at a glance what's going on, as opposed to having everything in one feed. It's like a fire hydrant, isn't it? Just like blasting all this information in your face. It's like trying to drink from a hose pipe. You can't. Create a Twitter list. If you don't know how to do that, Google how do you create a Twitter list and put all your casting directors in a list. If you don't know which casting directors to follow, go to actonthis.tv/Twitter, put your name and email address in, and you'll get instant access to 33 casting directors, associates, and assistants that I think everyone should be following. It's interactive, and it's actually like got little buttons under each person's name. You click it, and it'll follow them automatically for you. No con attached to that. Literally, that's it. actonthis.tv/Twitter, completely free. So true, says Teresa. Thanks for being here, Teresa. Alex says, go to the Casting Directors Guild website, add each casting director to a Twitter group. They share amongst each other. Des Hamilton was casting Top Boy all the time, even as the individual blocks were shooting. Same for so many of the episodics. Definitely, Twitter's definitely powerful. Without a doubt, it's where the industry hangs out for sure. So Yasmin, yeah, no, you're talking about, so Yasmin's saying about a film. Yeah, no, we filmed, but we didn't cut that together and put it on anyway, Yasmin. Didn't use all of that footage. We filmed that night, a lot of the night, but I ended up using probably 2 minutes of that footage because the rest of it, you could only hear me because I was the only one mic'd up. So we didn't, we used a couple of clips of the stuff that I was talking about. We didn't put it on YouTube, didn't put it anywhere. So there isn't anything to show you, unfortunately. Cheers, Rachel. And if you're looking just for the vlog in general, Yasmin, because not that night, but like I film a vlog. We haven't done it for a month because Petch, my cameraman, bless him, he lost his mum over New Year. He's back in the game from next week. We're going to be filming a lot more vlog stuff. Go to youtube.com/watch Ross, and you'll see behind the scenes of all the interviews that I do with the casting directors and actors and writers and stuff. You see a bit of my own acting career and stuff in there, and just fun stuff that we're doing a lot of the time. And that's youtube.com, Yasmin. youtube.com/watch Ross, all one word. You'll see 48 episodes there so far. That's where you'll see a lot of stuff, but not the casting social stuff. We didn't use that. How are you spelling that F word? What are you talking about, Chris? What F word? How are you spelling that F word? Please text it to me. What F word? That sounds like the swear word. What do you mean? Clarify before we go. Sandy's saying, I was contacted by an agent via Mandy and I'm due to meet with them. Oh, awesome, in a couple of weeks. I do have an agent, but haven't had any work through them as yet. Been with them about 7 months. Okay, right. So again, I would, if it's been 7 months with nothing and no opportunities as in no castings, I'd ask myself, Angie, what have you been asking for? Have you been asking them for what you actually want, or have you been afraid of being that pest, or what if they blacklist me because I'm asking for stuff, or I'm being demanding? You're not. Life will pay any price you ask. Just ask in the right way. You've got to get the tone right, but you can start asking for more, definitely. Lewis Bray in the house. All right, Lewis. Good to see you, mate. I hope you're well. Let us know what you're up to. I'm going to be going in a minute. This has been a long broadcast tonight, hasn't it? Teresa says, thanks for this, Ross. Was feeling down about work. You're coaching us out. Teresa, get out there. One life. Don't get, to later life and regret you didn't ask for what you wanted. Please, that just goes to everybody. Regret will poison you. It's the worst. It's just the worst. It doesn't matter if you get a rejection or you get a no. Just doesn't matter. Keep going. Ask for what you want. You deserve it. Work hard. Put good out there. Make positivity louder in your life, because the society will make negativity louder for you by default. Put positivity in your ears. And take action. Ultimately, take action. Believe in yourself. Believe in your potential. Take action that's congruent with that potential. You're going to get good results by default because you're taking enough action. It's going to feed back into your belief system. You're going to be like, I told you I could do it. I'm going to ask for even more next time. I'm going to take even more action, get better results. That's how winners win, basically. Oh, right. So unfuckwithability. That's what you're talking about, Christoph. That was the video that I played for you tonight. Yeah. If you just go to Mind Valley, That's Vishen's channel, Mind Valley. You'll find it. But yeah, Unfuckwithability. Basically, no one can fuck with you. I'm sorry for the swearing. That's just what the video is called tonight. Unfuckwithability. Unfuckwithability. That's the last time I'm saying it now. And thank you, Gemma. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. Come back next Monday. And guys, if you've not got your membership, seriously, if you've not got a premium membership to act on this isn't some sales patter. You are hurting your career by not getting one. I really mean it. It's £10 a month. It's £2.50 a week. I understand actors are like, oh, I'm struggling with money, etc. But you will be buying a coffee a week. I know you will. There is something in your life. When I was complaining I had no money 10 years ago, and I couldn't invest in myself, I was going out and running away from my life at the weekend. I was spending way more than £10 on a Saturday night, running away from my life, getting drunk. There will be things in your life you're wasting money on. And if you want to invest in your career, I swear to God, I want to blow this community up this year. actonthis.tv. Seriously, I'm going to do so much with it. We're going to launch that community tomorrow that I showed you at the start of this broadcast. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and watch the beginning of this live stream. Look at the names that we've got on here, and these are all in-depth interviews. These are like an hour and a half, 2 hours long, where these casting directors who cast the biggest shows in TV, agents, writers, producers, directors, literally sit down with me and tell me how, if I was an actor starting from scratch with nothing, what that actor should do in order to get to a point where they will be seen by these people. It's just the fastest way to learn about the industry from your own home, from listening whilst you're in the gym. It will motivate you, it will inspire you, you will learn about things and gain contacts that you would never know about otherwise. Go get a membership, actonthis.tv. You know what, go and get a free trial, actonthis.tv/7 days. And that's the number 7, actonthis.tv/7 days if you want to get a free 7-day trial. Go and do that. Lewis, last comment I'm going to read out, and I'm going to play this clip of Andy, and then I'm going to leave you guys to have a lovely evening. People need a non-sugar-coated Industry Truth podcast show. That's what I produce, Alex, man. Honestly, listen to the podcast. I'm sure you do. It is absolutely non-sugar-coated. It's literally tell me how it is. Lewis says, been busy, however, had flu. Twice since Christmas, but a short film is on the move. Contacted BAFTA producers and have managed to get a meeting with them and just chipped away at the script. Been going to many networking events, meeting as many people as I can to try and find my tribe to get the film made. Mate, that's what it's all about. Keep doing that. Right, here's a 60-second clip of a podcast I created with Andy Pryor. Awesome casting director, cast Doctor Who. The A Word, this new thing, Years and Years. I mean, the guy casts the biggest stuff going, really. But check this out. This is 60 seconds. It might just change the way you're approaching your job right now. Lots of love to you all. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I can't read your comments at the moment because I'm just going through to the page where I can end this broadcast elegantly without it all going to shit. But I'm going to play you this clip as soon as I've got this set up so that I can end stuff without causing Facebook to blow up. I'm nearly there. Right, check this out. If we can do anything for you, let me know. Spread the word. Bring other people to the party. Going to be back next Monday. actonthis.tv. Get your membership if you've not got one. And let's just smash it this week, guys. Go and do something great. Until next time, bye for now.
Competition, I think, is one of the toughest things for actors. But I also think a lot of actors have sort of confidence issues. And I think one of the biggest problems I see in auditions time and time again is when people aren't relaxed and comfortable with themselves and aren't being themselves. Because all we really want is for people to be as comfortable as they can be and to have the space in the room to perform.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to tell someone to be more self-confident, but that's one thing that I think is key with young actors starting out. Not to be arrogant, but just to realise that auditions are part of the job. That the job isn't just the thing you get the contract for.
Yeah.
The job is also auditioning.